Hey sweeties, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Larato. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey friend, thank you for staying. And if you are a returning viewer, Chomi, you might as well subscribe because utlongata. Eventually you're going to subscribe. Utlongata to a point where you actually can't believe how much you love me because my name is Larato. So guys, I've been thinking about doing my makeup today, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, is that really what you want to do? I look so gorgeous though. I mean, I know I look gorgeous with or without makeup, but I just feel like today is just one of those days where I'm feeling myself. But the creative in me wants to get creative, so I am gonna do my makeup. I am Larat Robin. Hey sweeties, welcome to my channel. Sana, I feel like these brows are living their own lives and they don't even give a shit. But Sana, I don't have time. I honestly don't have time to be fixing brows. Nah, not now. Yo, I am in a rush. Okay, well, I'm not in a rush for anything serious, but I'm still like chasing time. Story of my life. Lerato is forever chasing time. Let me tell you something about this girl. She is forever chasing time. Anyways, let me just quickly do this. This is going to be a voiceover because I feel like if I make it a talk through, yo, it's gonna take a very long time because when I talk, I am very relaxed. So I'm just gonna be quiet and it's gonna be a voiceover and it's not a makeup tutorial. It's just me talking about whatever I want to talk about. Guys, let me tell you something about YouTube. YouTube is having me on chokehold when it comes to copyright. Like every time I try to use certain music, it hits me with copyright, and I'm just like, you know what? This is so demotivating for me because because I feel like if I don't, how do I say this? If I don't like, let's say if I feel like vlogging I have to think about music. And I'm not sure where people get free music because the music that I use maybe on my vlog and my um okay, the music that I used on my vlog, the PTA vlog, I got it from Epic, right? Because I heard that Epic is copyright free music, so I was like, okay, let me download Epic. But now the music there is still like Epic wants you to subscribe before you can use their music for anything really. And I mean, I guess Sana, imagine having to subscribe for that. But I know that there are people who are like, oh, we get free music, like on YouTube. Oh, we get free music from da. But I don't know where. I just know Epic because I've heard a lot of people talk about Epic, being where they get free music. But it's mostly American YouTubers that I like. I'm not sure about South African YouTubers. I feel like if I were to know from South African YouTubers, then a lot of things would be easy because I had actually, after that Pretoria vlog, I got very comfortable. I was like, actually, I can vlog in Carltonville. What do I mean I can't vlog in Carltonville? Because I realized that I think sometimes you overthink vlogging, and I just feel like vlogging is your daily life. What's the issue with vlogging even if you were in Carltonville? But the whole music thing demotivated me because I'm like, I can't not put music. It's a vlog. It's a vlog. I can't not put music. It's not like a sit down video. So I guess I'm gonna be doing mostly sit downs now until I get that part figured out. Because every time I'm thinking, okay, it's not a big deal now because I'm a very small YouTuber right now. But even if you are a small YouTuber, I think about imagine if one of my videos was to take off and it had a lot of views. that means I'm not gonna make money from it, because now YouTube does not pay people for like the amount of subscribers like before. You know, before you had to get to 1,000 subscribers before you can get paid. But now, from what I've heard, it's the watch hours, something like the watch hours. So if a video hits a certain amount of, well, like, views, you can actually get paid. It don't matter where you are. So when I think about that, I'm like, imagine if one of my YouTubers, well, I mean, one of my videos, whatever, whichever one would take off, like randomly take off and get a lot of views. So I'm not gonna make money if I'm hit with copyright, because it means it's demonetized, you know. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, yeah. So now I'm just gonna do my makeup. Hey again, guys. So today I decided that I wanted to do my makeup and talk about friendship. However, when I was recording this, I was in sort of a rush, so I decided it'll be a voiceover. So I know most people were brought up being told friends are bad and not to have friends. My mother encouraged friendship. Of course, she would warn me not to involve myself with bad crowds, but she never spoke ill of friendship itself. And now that I'm older, I understand why that was, you know. I remember some of my mother's friendships, and I have vivid memories of the beauty of those friendships. For example, when I was around 4 years old, my mom was going through her own separation from her husband. This falls amongst the hardest times of my mom's life. I was too young then to understand, to truly fathom what was happening. But even when my mother tried to hide it, here and there, I caught glimpses of her tears. Um, I didn't have even the slightest of an idea of what was exactly taking place. My mom's friend, whose name was Oselisa, used to come fetch me during these times. I'd spend some weekends at her house. Yeah, I'd spend some weekend at her house, and I think now I understand that she would do this so that my mom can have her falling apart moments without having to worry about me, if I've eaten, if I've bathed, and all that, you know. She realized that her friend needed that kind of relief. And I am grateful that my mom had such friends, you know, she had such a friend actually. When I was in matric, I had made peace with the fact that I wouldn't be attending my matric dance, you know. When one of my mom's friends heard that I wouldn't be attending, she was actually shook. She was shocked, and she reminded me of how often my mom would speak about my matric dance when she was alive. She took it upon herself to buy me everything that I needed for my matric dance. You know what, guys? I looked my best on the day of the dance and I attended. And that's all because of my friend. I mean, my mom's friend, you know? And I am truly glad that I have all these memories, because they fill my heart with a lot of gratitude. Like, they fill my heart with a great amount of gratitude. And I will never forget Boto, but the people that my mom made connections with, you know. And they also made it a point, especially the my mom's friend who paid for my matric dance and everything that I needed, the dress, the shoes. She would always remind me of the kind of things my mom would do for her, you know. She would always remind me of the kind of help, how my mom would stretch herself to assist her, so she would never not let me not attend my matric dance, you know, when she knows that when my mom was alive, all she would speak about was my matric dance, how my mom was looking forward to that. So she made sure that I have that memory. And for me, like, I am in my adulthood, and unfortunately, let me say this, both the women that I spoke about, also Elisa and my mom's friend who paid for my matric dance, passed away, and I mean, I feel very sad, especially with also Elisa, because when she passed away, I was still young. She passed away before my mom, and I was still young, so still young even then. She passed away a long time ago. But the fact that now I'm older and I remember things for what they actually were, I wish I could have conversations of thank you and how appreciative I am to both of them, So I am somebody who believes firmly in friendship. I will never close the door to friendship because I myself have had good friends along the way, Friendship is something that has shown me multiple times that there is a higher power out there that has carried me, especially the friendships that I made in adulthood and some of the friendships that I carried from maybe high school and from primary school, high school, and straight into adulthood. Those friendships, when I say friendships carried me, I feel like they were not just friendships, they were not just friendships. I feel like those people were just placed in my life in that season for a certain reason, and when their role was done, maybe the friendship would end. Let me not say maybe, because most of them have ended, but I'm so glad that most of my friendship did not end in a harsh way. They didn't end with things being said to each other and all that. They were just kidding. Well, to be quite honest, in most of the friendships that I've had, I'm the one who walks away because I've always said I will always protect my peace, And no matter how much I love you, but if I feel like now I'm not getting whatever I'm putting in, or I just feel like it's starting to be a little bit unhealthy, or to feel a little bit unhealthy. Sometimes it's not even unhealthy, but it becomes a lot, it becomes a lot. And not that I'm somebody who's afraid of confrontations. I'm not afraid of confrontations when it comes to speaking to people and showing them their faults and how I would love to be better loved as a friend, But I think my biggest thing is, if you have been or you were my friend for years and years, I wouldn't want that to end just because I confronted you regarding a certain issue. And I sort of like know the kind of response that I'm gonna get back from you. And I feel like it's going to cause a fight, because sometimes how people respond can make things bigger than they actually are, and end years and years of friendship that was built on solid foundation. So I feel like if we walk away, we will, if we are meant to be friends again, we will find our way back to each other, because it will be easier if we ever do find ourselves coming back to each other, because now nothing horrible was said to the other person, no nothing, no words were thrown at each other, harsh words were thrown at each other. So yeah, that's how I feel. So I just wanted to talk about a few friendships that I've had, and that I feel like, sometimes you might doubt if there's a higher power out there and not believe in friendships. But I feel like a few of the stories I'm going to tell, this is not going to be like a story time kind of thing, but I'm just going to say what I need to say about friendships, because to me, friendship is quite meaningful. It's not something that um I feel like it sounds funny that I would say, oh, I'm the one who walked away from my friendships, and then also say to me friendship is meaningful, but it really is. Friendship means a lot to me, and that's why I've always said that I will never close a door to friendship, no matter what I go through. I know other people close doors to friendship and they're like, I'll never open a door of friendship because I've been betrayed by friends. I wouldn't say I'm somebody who's been betrayed by friends. No, I've never had that kind of experience where the friendship ends and I end up hating the person. No. So I understand that some people have been through such things, and I'm sorry for that. If you are somebody who is watching, listening, and has been through a very bad betrayal because of a friend, I'm truly, truly sorry, and I hope you heal from that. So, anyways, um, just a few months after my mom passed away, um, we had, I think it was about 2 months, if not a month, we had an issue with the electricity at home. So it was cut off, right? I don't know if it was bad wiring or what, but then something happened and then we didn't have electricity. And I think we didn't have electricity for about 2 weeks. But I think it was cut off on a Saturday. It was on Saturday. And Sunday night, one of my friends who, well, we're not friends anymore, but one of my ex friends was passing by. I think she was coming from the shop, and then she came by my house and she was like, she knocked, and I opened the door for her, and she was like, "Oh my God, I saw that it was dark, so I'm wondering where you guys were." This was around the time when I was still staying with my siblings. So I think it was just a month after my mom passed away. Yeah. I think it was just a month. And she was like, "It's dark." So I told her that no, no, the electricity had been cut off. So she asked me like, "But what did you guys eat and all that?" I'm like, "Oh, we haven't had anything." And she immediately just said, "Oh my God, grab your uniform. Let's go to my house so that you guys can eat and you can iron your uniform for tomorrow because tomorrow you're going to school." And guys, when she came in during that, I was crying. I was crying. Remember on that story time about the time my mom passed away, I did mention that the quality of life almost went down immediately. The quality of life just went down almost immediately. But yeah, that electricity thing just made me just cry, and I didn't know where to go to ask for help. I mean, I could have just gotten out and asked for help from neighbors, but I was just crying. I was just crying. I was just crying because I felt like, oh my God. Like I feel like I'm dealing with issues bigger than me, but also my mind was making it huge, at the time. I just felt sorry for myself, and it just made me feel like, oh my God. It was just one of those situations that made me feel like I wish my mom was here. So she came, we went to her house, and from the moment we came in, she told her mom, okay, what was going on. And then the mom was like, "Oh no, iron your uniform." They dished up for us. We ate, like we were warm. We left in the morning. We bathed and we went to school. I think we bathed with cold water because we didn't have choice. And we went to school. And for me, I when I think back to that, I realize that um there are people who were placed in my life during those times just to be a helping hand. They were friends, and I think they were good friends, but that situation um just reminds me why I don't take friendship for granted, even now in my adulthood. And I feel like closing the door to friendship is wouldn't be something that would be good for me. It wouldn't serve me. It truly, truly wouldn't serve me. And I think I've been fortunate enough that I've never struggled to make friends, even in my adulthood. Um, I've never been somebody who struggles to make friends. I feel like most of the friendships that I've had, even now, that have started recently, were very easy, very organic. Nothing that I had to overthink, or just two energies or three or four picking up each other and realizing that, oh my God, we'd be great as friends, and it just starts from there. I've never struggled in that department, and I really want to say I am grateful because I don't know, I don't know how I would exist if I didn't have even one person to call a friend. And I feel like I've always attracted the kind of people that sort of understand me, that understand the kind of person that I am from the get go. That's why it's also very important for me to constantly learn the people I'm friends with, And now I think I've grown to a point where I just wanna I just want to understand my friends' love languages, to say, okay, um, if so and so wants me and her to be friends, I need to know how to love her. Or if I can see that somebody is sort of initiating a friendship, even if they're not being direct about it, it's important to me to know how to love that friend, to know, to not just assume that, okay, words of affirmation or giving hugs, physical touch is how my friend wants to be loved. Um, and I'll give an example. One of my friends is such a huge fan of phone calls, right? She's not somebody who likes to be on WhatsApp. I mean, I'm on WhatsApp because of her mostly, but yeah, she's just somebody who prefers phone calls all the time. And I've learned phone calls were not my thing at all, but I've learned to be somebody who doesn't mind phone calls because I can see that my friend prefers phone calls because if if the gossip if the gossip is hot, she wants to drop it right now, and texting is taking forever. Or sometimes it's not gossip, it's not always gossip, but whatever she wants to tell, if she wants to tell me something, she wants to tell me now. So I understand that, and I've learned to sort of accept it and just go with it, because that's who she is. And another time where friends, I've had so many instances where friends have carried me, guys. I have so many stories to share about friendship, but I've just remembered that there was a time where, okay, for those who don't know, at some point I was married. Believe it or not, at some point I was married and it ended. And the end of that marriage, oh my God. Hey, when I tell you I went through fire, I went through emotional fire. And I don't know, man, the universe just put the right person at the right place, you know, at the right time. Because okay, that marriage ended, but not long after it ended, I started a friendship. A friendship just blossomed. And that friendship actually blossomed from Facebook. It blossomed and it was great. It was amazing. But more than anything, I needed that friendship. As much as I feel like the other person needed me, I needed that friendship because that friendship helped me get away from a lot of gossip. It helped me get away from a lot of food because I'm at home, and I had left home for a while because people knew that I was married. But now people are seeing me back home, and I've lost a great amount of weight, guys. I went from size 38 to size 32 to size 32. I was quite slim at the time. Like I went from huge to just being slim, and I am somebody who was big all throughout my life. And maybe one day I'll talk about the whole marriage and all that and the aftermath of it. But yes, that friendship blossomed at that time because there was a lot of gossip coming to me, talking about my ex, talking about me. Like, I was really not protected. And to be quite honest, most of the gossip was coming from family. Ding, ding, ding. It was coming from family. There was a lot that was being said, and it was always landing in my ears. And I felt like I was down, but son, I had people making sure that I stayed down because I was hearing it, and it was sad. Guys, it was the saddest time of my life. Yo, it was another time where I felt very sad because I've had a lot of sad moments. But yes, I went through that, and it was sad, guys. I don't even know how to explain it. Every day I would wake up feeling like there was a brick in my heart because I was going through this, and the people that I was expecting protection and just to stand up for me, support me, were not giving me that. more than anything, I would hear rumors about myself, and it was always coming from them. And that thing just, yo, guys, it hurt me so bad. It hurt me to a point where I didn't even know what to do. Fortunately, that's around the time where a friendship blossomed, and I would go to the friend's house quite often, and the mom liked me. That's another thing about me. If I'm friends with you, your parents are gonna love me. I've never been that kid who people's parents would warn them about, like, stay away from so and so, she's bad. No, more than anything, I've always been welcomed in my friends families and all that. So this friendship blossomed, and the mom liked me so much that she would even like give me money to just keep coming back, I eventually ended up staying at the friend's house, believe it or not. I ended up staying there. I think I stayed there for about 2 months. And during my time there, because yeah, during my time there, because I had lost weight, I started gaining my weight back. Believe it, like, guys, that's why I think back to it. I'm like, that was where I was supposed to just get my healing. That was where I was supposed to get my healing, because I started to gain my weight back. I just started to be myself again. I was not afraid to be seen, because during the time where I had lost weight, as much as I was not afraid to go out and be seen, the and you can see when people look at you funny because you've lost weight, you're no longer yourself, and they have questions because they heard you were married. Now you're back home. What's going on? Some know, some you can tell by looking at somebody in the eyes that, yeah, this person knows my business. This person knows my business. She's just afraid to ask me, but yeah, uyandazela lona. And yeah, so that was the time I gained weight. I came back to myself. I started to even put effort again in looking pretty. And I don't want to lie, like, after that, like, staying at my friend's house, I came back home, obviously, and still, like, continue to gain weight. I think I'm gonna change these earrings. I think I'm going to change these earrings. They're not giving me what I want. What I want. It's just not giving me what I want. You know? I'm almost done. I just wanna apply lip stuff before I spray. I'm using those very small brushes that come with these brow pomades. You know them. So I realized how much I needed to be away from home during that time. And when I came back from my friend's house during that time, I came back strong, very, very strong. As always, I am overlining. Mhm. You know what's funny? I am going to apply a brown lipstick, but I'm still gonna apply something over it, but still I'll still need to overline. Yeah. This is not the look that we're going with. This is not the look. Ooh. And by strong, I mean I was ready to take on the world, and I didn't give a S word. I didn't care what people were saying about me behind my back, because everything was playing in my head, when I was home. But that 2 months of healing was just all that I needed, because when I came back from my friend's house, that was around the time where I actually put effort in learning how to do my makeup. I would sit at home and do my makeup, And that also helped me to regain my confidence and come back to me, be the Lerato that I know and that I recognize, because I've never been somebody who hides from the world. I might be at home most of the time, but I'm not hiding, that's just who I am. But it's not that I'm scared to go outside. But during that time, I was truly scared to go outside because people's eyes, people's words, like you could tell that somebody's saying something without them even moving their lips. And some people are brave enough to ask you your personal business. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. And I just needed to be around people who, even though they knew me, they didn't care about everything that I've been through. They didn't know that part of me. It wasn't important for them to know that, So I am grateful that I had that kind of healing. I've met the most amazing people in my life, and I feel like they were put there to help me heal. I was put there to also help heal them. We were soundboards for each other during the time where we all needed to be soundboards for each other. So I am grateful that for that. And I also had a friend who carried me almost all through my high school and even in adulthood. Yeah, so with that friendship, there's a lot that I can say. There is a lot that I there is a lot that I can say about that friendship, but that's another friendship that carried me and received me as I truly am. Ooh, this lip now is giving what I wanted to give. Mm. And I'm just glad that none of my true friendships made me act out of character and do things that were not me just to please friends, or I was always myself. I always showed up as me. I'm almost done. I need to just spray and then um yeah, I'm gonna change my earrings. We just stop and start. And they just stop and start. A girl is chasing time. Kiteko Luna, if you want your makeup to look good, do this. After spraying your setting spray, just pat it. Bona the difference. Unknown type, just trust Lada, okay? She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. Just trust this girl. Just trust her. I have tried a lot of setting sprays in my entire life and my entire makeup journey. And if there's one setting spray that I can vouch for with all of my heart, that does not cost an arm and a leg, is this one from Avon. This hand, when they say your makeup won't move, it won't move. So for the reasons that I have stated and the ones that I have not stated, but I know that they're there at the back of my mind, I will forever leave a door open for friendship. I trust my intuition, and I'm always able to pick up. A lot of the time, I'm able to pick up when somebody is not good for me, or when somebody is good for me. And usually, people who are not good for me, I don't last there. I don't even last, not even 6 months, not even 3 months. It ends as quickly as it starts. So I trust myself to always make the best decisions with regards to choosing friends. I'll always choose the people that are good for me, and I find that I'm drawn to people who are for me, and I am also there. The people who are for me are also drawn to me. That's why I said, I think in the beginning, I've never been somebody who struggles to make friends. So if you are somebody who's given up on friendship, I'm just here to say, don't give up. I have had my own experiences of beautiful friendships, and if I had time, I would share more and more stories. But always be on the lookout for those angels who are there to help you, to help you heal, help you be yourself, help you find yourself, or just help you enjoy life in general. Because if you believe in magic, you will experience magic, and a beautiful friendship will always be magic. It will always, always be magic for me. That's why I value friends so, so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the final look. I had so much fun doing my makeup. See you later, darlings.